Hey, confirmation students and parents. Welcome to confirmation. I'm Pastor Heather Wigdahl, and I am excited for this new year of confirmation to get underway. Pastor Sarah is really excited too. This year in confirmation, we will be focusing on the Bible. And as you will learn, Pastor Sarah really loves digging into stories in the Bible, and so do I. But as you might guess, this year for confirmation, things are going to look a little different. There will be lessons in an online format, videos for you to watch, projects for you to do, but I'm going to tell you more about that in just a few minutes. There will also be some gathering small groups, but those small groups will meet in person every other week. 7th graders one week, 8th graders the next week. And each grade will be divided into 2 small groups. One will meet here in the friendship room, and the other will meet here in the sanctuary. We will meet on Wednesday nights from 6 to 6:30 p.m. Our meeting time is going to be a lot shorter than in previous years, just to reduce too much exposure time while still having some time together. Masks will be required when we meet in person. Our precious small group time will be used to connect with each other, to share our highs and lows, to talk about the lessons that you've watched, to ask questions, and of course, to pray together. In addition to the online videos and small groups, there will be a couple of other requirements that go along with confirmation, one of which is for you to complete worship notes. Now, worship notes are just notes taken during worship. We have a very simple worship note form on a half sheet of paper that will have a few questions for you to consider and answer while you, at least for now, watch one of our worship services. This year, each confirmand is asked to complete 10 worship notes. Students, you're going to be given 10 copies of those worship note forms on your first night of small group gathering. When you complete one of those forms, you could just turn it in whenever your small group meets together. Just in case you want to complete more than 10 worship notes, or if you happen to lose any of your 10 copies, you'll be able to find an electronic version of that form right on our OSL website on the confirmation page. This year, there will be no acolyting. That's lighting the candles before worship. And this year, there won't be service project requirements either. We are doing our best to keep one another safe. But this might be a good time to remind you that you will have lots of ways in which you can experience worship. You can watch worship, you can listen to our worship services, and actually 3 different ways. You can watch the service on our YouTube channel, you can listen via our radio broadcast, or you can listen to our worship as a podcast. All of those links and all that information can be found on our website at oslme.com. You will have lots of worship opportunities to complete your worship notes. Okay, I'm now going to turn things over to Pastor Sarah, who's going to walk you through those online videos and projects.
Thanks, Pastor Heather. For the online learning part of confirmation, you are going to need to go to our website at oslme.com. Once you are there, you can click on the Growing tab. Let's see here. Scroll down to Children, Youth, and Family, and then over to Confirmation. This will take you to our confirmation page, and it is here that you will find everything you need for the online portion of confirmation. You can see that there are a couple of headings. We have a heading labeled Resources and one labeled Lessons. New lessons will be posted in this lesson section, new videos that is, will be posted in our lesson sections on Wednesdays. The first video will be uploaded on Wednesday, October 14th. Each video will be about 15 to 20 minutes long and will introduce you to some of the foundational stories, characters, and writings of our faith. They'll also challenge you to see how your story fits into the biblical story and how these Bible stories continue to speak to us today. Most videos will include a short activity for you to do or a couple of questions to think about and be prepared to discuss in your next small group meeting. This means you'll need to watch each video in the week that it is posted. This year, we are also asking you to complete one project per month. Each month, you'll be given a selection of 5 to 6 different projects you can choose from. Here is the October list, for example. You can see in October, I actually have 7 options for you to choose from. The projects need to be completed by the end of the assigned month. Remember, you only need to complete one of these projects. And after you've finished completing the project, you can connect with me at one of your small group gatherings to let me know what you did and what you learned. You'll also notice that here in the resource section is the electronic version of the sermon notes or worship notes that Pastor Heather mentioned. When you click on this, it'll pull up a sheet that looks like this. There are 4 different sermon notes, and you can just choose to fill out one of these sermon notes per Sunday. You don't need to fill them all out each Sunday, just one per Sunday. If you are having trouble accessing any of these online resources or any of the videos, or if you have any questions about any of the confirmation assignments, just reach out and contact me, and I will help you figure out how to get access to the materials. I'm going to hand this back now to Pastor Heather, who will let you know what to expect on that first day of confirmation.
Thanks, Pastor Sarah. Okay, 7th graders, you will have your first small group meeting on Wednesday, October 7th. 8th graders, we will see you on Wednesday, October 14th. Here's what's going to happen when you arrive for your first small group time. You'll be given a folder that will have a printed copy of our schedule for the fall, the list of the October projects that Pastor Sarah told you about, and those worship note forms. 7th graders will also be given their confirmation Bibles. And 8th graders, you'll be able to pick your Bible up if you left it at the church, which you likely did, as last year sort of ended a little differently than any of us expected it would. We will also have a face mask for each of you made by one of the sewers in our congregation. On that first night that small groups meet, October 7th for 7th graders and the following week for 8th graders, we will be gathering for what has become our annual Confirmation Mental Health Forum. This year, we'll be talking about living through a pandemic. Members of the congregation who are mental health professionals will be with us on both of those Wednesday nights. We really hope that this year of confirmation will give you a chance to learn more about your faith, to ask faith questions, and to begin to discover your own answers, all while building meaningful relationships and supportive relationships with your fellow confirmands. We look forward to seeing you in October. Peace to you, students, parents. Thanks for joining us on this confirmation adventure.